Welcome back to Realty Talk with Taylor. This is obviously Taylor because I think I might be the only one who watches my videos because I'm the one who makes them and has to make sure everything looks the way I want it to. So, welcome back, self. Thank you, self. Anyway, this marks week 4 of real estate. I'm using October 1st as my baseline. So, I've been in the business for officially 29 days. And then on Thursday, it'll be the end of October. So, almost a full month. And it's been a wild ride. It's been so fun to be in a new field of work and just, I love to learn. Like, I will tell anybody, I just love learning. Like, it's so fun. I loved school. I didn't love the work of school, but I loved the learning, especially when it was something that I cared about. Like Hispanic studies or communications or marketing or just like the mindset behind like public relations. And my favorite class ever was poverty studies. That's not what it's called. It's something that has a way better name than that. But it had to do with just the science behind poverty and how different areas became the way they are. And oh my gosh, it's fascinating. Maybe I can talk about that another day, but that's not right here. I love that class though. Man. Anyway. So it's been a month. I've met a lot of people. I've eaten a lot of good food. I've seen a lot of really cool houses. I've had 3 open houses so far this month. Well, 4 if you count the one I did with someone else. So I've been in 4 open houses and 3 of them were by myself, which was really, really exciting, really, really scary. And I realized I have a lot to practice when it comes to talking to people because I forget when people come into an open house that I'm not just like a pal showing them the house. Like, there are questions I need to ask, and there's information I need to get, and it just kind of all goes out the window when someone walks in the house because I'm like, oh my gosh, you're here to see me. What's up? Welcome. Check out my house. It's not even my house. Like, I'm not even selling it. I'm just sitting in it. So, I don't know. Learning how to do that, it'll get better with time. And I've been in this class called Jumpstart for 4 of the 6 days of October. It's like a 6-hour class for 6 days. One of the best things I think I could have ever done for my career. Just laying a really good foundation of how to build a business, how to structure your listing presentations and structure your buyer presentations. And for those of you who aren't in real estate, we do some presentations with buyers and sellers. And then I just learned how to structure mine to be able to do it effectively. And it was cool. I just love to learn new things. And my mom's been doing this her whole life. That's not true. She's been doing it for like 15 years. I won't say her age, but she's not 15. So she's done other things. But it's just been cool to get to know her world a little bit and then be able to relate to her when it comes to the things she encounters in her business, because I'm like, oh yeah, like I understand. Like now we've had conversations for years about things that I had no idea were a problem or no idea how to understand your problem. And now it's been cool. I'm hoping that just builds my relationship with my mom even more. Love you, mama. But yeah, what a month. Working on month 2. I'm excited. It's holiday season, which means that just the air in Nashville is going to be different because a lot of people just love Thanksgiving and love Christmas, and November is a really fun month because it's not super cold yet, but it's still festive and people still do things outside. I'm still trying to get on that haunted house train. I think they go through the first week of November, so I think I have time. I have not done one yet, but I don't know, fall in Tennessee is special. I love it. I think that's when Tennessee shines. It's when it's not humid and scorching hot like in the summer, but it's not rainy like the winter. We really thrive in the fall. I love it. And the spring. Spring is also good, but then I get allergies, so then I just sneeze a lot and it's not fun. So fall has just always been a really special time here. I love it. So anyway, I wanted to use this video to talk about 3 misconceptions of buying a house that I've encountered in my month, and I wanted to walk through and maybe shed light and see if it helps anybody with their decision to buy or sell a house in the future. Cool. If not, and you just want to listen to me talk, cool. I'm probably going to do that. I am my biggest fan, so I'm gonna watch you later, self. Thanks, self. Anytime. But number one is you do not have to have a 20% down payment to purchase a house if you have not purchased a house before. What does that mean? So normally when you buy a house, you have a down payment. That sounds pretty standard. If you've never bought a house, you get to put a little bit less down than a normal person would. So average down payment size that would give you a good monthly payment would be 20%. You end up paying back your mortgage or the loan you take out to purchase a house month to month. Putting down 20% reduces the risk of the loan. It allows the banks to trust you a little more, and allows for your monthly payment to not be like super terribly high, unless you're just buying a crazy expensive house, and then that's another story. But if you're a first-time home buyer, there are a ton of programs out there, programs that depend on the area of where you're looking, depending on your career. There are loan programs for different careers, like doctors, and like standard is you just don't have to put down 20%. I had a friend who put down 3% on her house, and 3% a lot of times is way more manageable than 20%. And so the only downside of putting down less than 20% is you have to pay separate mortgage or mortgage insurance. You just add that onto your monthly payment until you reach that 20% line, and then that goes away. So your monthly payment decreases at 20%. So if you like have a good size down payment, but it's not 20%, and you've never bought a home before, and you're like, I would love to buy a home because I'd love to start just building my own equity. So like putting money into myself instead of paying rent the rest of my life, then there are programs that are out there for you to use. And if you're interested in that, then I would be happy to sit down with any of you or just make a video about what programs are out there. So yeah, you don't have to have 20%. You can put down way less. Another misconception is you don't have to buy a house to save money. There are some people in life who end up having the money to buy a house, can't put down 20%, and end up house rich, having a beautiful home, and then they don't have any extra money left over for anything fun because all of their money is going into the house. And so while I do believe that buying a house is a really smart financial decision, that doesn't mean that you have to buy one right now. I'm so sorry, it's that banana. I had a banana and I'm burping it. Okay. That doesn't mean that you have to buy a house right now. It's a goal that you can work towards. I would definitely recommend that. Save up some money for the down payment. Even if it's not 20%, if you've never bought a home before, then you can at least put down something. And when you're ready and you're in a good financial situation and you can find a house within your price range, then hopefully like when you buy that house, you won't be house rich and life poor. You'd end up being house rich and life rich because you have the money to do both. Yeah. Another misconception, I think I said 3, but I think I'm going to do 4, is I think this is really important in the South. You don't have to be married to buy a house. You don't have to wait to get married to invest in yourself financially and to start building your own equity. I am dating, but I'm not married. And before I was dating, I was 100% looking into buying a home. I still am. My income has decreased significantly, so I can't. But if I had the money, even though I am dating, I would look into buying a house, seriously. We have to take care of ourselves as women. Like, we don't need to wait on no man to take care of ourselves. And I say that to you too, man. Like, you don't need to wait on no woman to take care of yourself. We can be single people and we can handle having a house. And you can get roommates that help you offset the cost of your monthly payment while you build your equity. And I know that I have friends who, if I did buy a home, would love to live with me. And hopefully, like, my rent, because I could control it, I would just want to even out every month, so that way I wouldn't have to be in the negative when it comes to paying for my mortgage. So if I had friends who just helped me offset that, and we all lived in this cute little house in Nashville, that'd be freaking ballin'. Granted, like I said, I don't have the finances to do that right now, but if you do, and you're just like, I don't know if I can handle a house by myself because I'm not married. I don't know if I can handle a house by myself because XYZ. You are stronger than you think you are. You can do whatever the hell you want. But I would also seek advice from a real estate advisor, such as myself, or maybe even your parents, or your friends, or whoever else you speak to, your pets. I think they listen. They don't really offer advice, but they're good listeners. So that's just what I wanted to say. You do not have to be married to buy a home. You can definitely do it single. It's never too early to start investing in yourself. We gotta take care of ourselves, ladies and men. It's okay. The final misconception is you do not have to pay for a real estate agent as a buyer. Traditionally, the paycheck of a real estate agent comes out of the seller's sale price, and that is factored into the sale price as well. I had a friend, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I had a friend who we were talking the other day, and she was like, I have some friends that would probably want to buy a house after they graduate, but I'm just not sure if they could afford you, and because I just know that they don't have a ton of money. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I don't know, like different rates for different people. And I was like, no, listen, if you are a buyer and you're looking into buying a home and you don't know this already, I'm telling you now, my fee comes from selling a house, which means you as a buyer are contributing to that sale, and so my fee is covered by the sale of the house. So if you're worried about how much it would take to pay a real estate agent, I don't know. I mean, you don't know what you don't know, and I don't know how many of you out there know whether or not you're not the ones who pay my fee. Then I just want to alleviate that stress and be like, there are different fees that you do pay when you do buy a house, different from what the seller pays. There are expenses on both sides, because it's just a really big transaction, and so there's just a lot of people that go into that. But at the end of the day, if you're worried about buying a house because you think that you have to pay a real estate agent, or if you're considering not using a real estate agent because you don't want to pay the fee, like please consider an agent and allow me or said agent to walk you through the numbers so you have a better idea of what you're doing. Because we tell ourselves these stories about things that we don't really know anything about. I'm telling you this from experience. I told myself all these stories about buying a house like last year when I wanted to buy a house. And learning now, there's all of these things I just didn't know. And why would I know it? Like, I wasn't a real estate agent. And then even though my mom grew up in it, I've never been at an age to where I could even consider buying a house. And now I am, so there's a lot to learn for you buyers, and there's a lot to learn for you sellers. But don't let the finances be what keeps you. Okay, let the finances guide your purchase, but don't let the fear of finances and fees that you don't know what they actually are, the actual amount, keep you from investigating what it would take to get a house. And so I have a lot of numbers I could run with anybody, and it's not impossible. People buy houses every day. People my age own houses. People younger than me own houses. I'm not behind in life. You're never behind in life. I'm doing great. You're doing great. We are doing great. But all that to say, those are my 4 common misconceptions. I will try to name them if I can remember them. One being, you don't have to put down 20% as a first-time home buyer. There's a ton of programs out there. Another being, maybe it's not always the wisest decision to buy a home, and that's okay. Find yourself in a good financial place and work with what you have. And at some point, you will be able to buy a home. But don't be house rich and life poor. That is boring and lame. 3, you do not have to be married to buy a home. You can take care of your single ass self all by yourself, and I encourage that. We are strong and we are capable. 4, don't let the finances of buying a house, the idea of the finances of buying your house, distract you from actually buying a house. Sit down with someone, talk about numbers, and get your facts straight on paper so you have a really good idea of what you're actually paying and what you're not actually paying when it comes to buying. And the same goes for when you're selling. So that's all I have for you today. It is a Tuesday. Oh, side note, I got an Apple Watch. I got it for free, guys. I won a raffle. I've got a freaking 5 for free in a raffle. Like, this never happens. I don't win things, but I won an Apple Watch. And I probably wouldn't buy one, but I'm really happy that I have it. It's cool. So it doesn't tell me the date, but I do know it's 9/16, so I need to go to work now. But yeah, I appreciate anyone who's listening out there, listening to me talk to myself. I'm definitely using a selfie stick. They are not overrated. Love my selfie stick. Yeah, so I don't really have anything else to share. I don't really know how to end this, but thanks for watching. Keep Nashville cool. Keep doing you. I'll keep doing me. We'll meet again next week. Bye.